So my first question is, you were at We Day last year, so what brought you back?
This is my 12th We Day. I really am very proud to be part of We Day because it's changing the minds of our children, or not changing them, opening the children to the idea of change and to the idea of inclusion, and putting aside their isolation and their prejudices and realizing that together we can do huge things. Each small person has a big role.
Because we feel that together we can change the world, and we know we can, so hear it. I am a mental health advocate. I can't miss the opportunity of preaching a little bit.
Growing up, who inspired you, or what inspired you even?
Oh, I was kind of a hippie in the 60s. So the rockers, Bob Dylan and all Jimi Hendrix and all of the people who were singing the songs of change. And I was married to a wonderful man, the Prime Minister of Canada, Margaret Trudeau. And of course, he's been the biggest inspiration to me because he truly believed in the just society.
From the previous years, or even this year, is there anything that any one person or any speaker, any artist that's stood out to you personally, like you could relate to them?
Oh, you know what? Every single one, every one of the young people who's gone through terrible, something that has really hurt them or isolated them, and then come through by asking for help and joining. I'm just inspired by the smallest and the biggest. It's wonderful to have someone like Princess Beatrice here, who is such a good spokesperson. The whole thing, I cry all day. I just water because it's so exciting and there's so much energy.
Wow, both of you are spreading such important messages. Let's make some noise for these inspiring change makers.
You do a lot of awareness for mental health, so how important is that for young people?
There's just no question that if we can get hold of our mental health, if we can be the healthiest, best citizens we can be, and so often you can feel physical ailments, but mental health and mental illness is not so visible, it's not so aware, but one of the effects of it is to isolate you and to make your life very small and gray. And if you reach out for help, you can get back into life. So that's my message, is to don't fear a diagnosis of mental illness, because there is help now, and there's certainly recovery. I have suffered a terrible mental illness, terrible episodes, and I'm free of it now because I got the help, and I live such a happy life. Even though I am bipolar, I can live, and that's my message to everyone, is to not be afraid to reach out and help. And the other thing I ask is that any young people who have gone through a mental illness crisis or episode and come out the other side, they must become advocates, because young people listen to each other. They're not necessarily going to listen to me, but they will listen to each other. Get the conversation going. Yeah.